Alright, here we are again, everyone. What's up? How's everyone doing? Today has been like a cool week, I guess. A lot of things released. Pencil was back on the air. The new episode of The Missing Digital Circus is on. Oh, it's out. And JoJo's The Next Part is out as well. So I'm excited. I mean, everything seems really cool. I have some concerns, especially with the digital circus. I don't want to talk about that later on. But like, today's been a fairly good week, like all around. That has come out. It's been pretty cool. I'm waiting to see what else happens. I haven't fully finished seeing the Invincible episode, but I'm still like, it looks pretty cool. At least half of it that I've seen. I mean, spoilers, I guess, but they go to hell, which is not something I really expected. I'm aware of something like, it was not avoided in the comics, that like that didn't happen. But like, I mean, it looks cool. I don't know if I want to be like, hey, my favorite superhero, he fights for the devil. You know, the devil from the Bible. But you know, it's still at least funny. Okay? But still, I am hopeful to see what else comes next. I mean, I want to see when they fight Flag. I know it's gonna happen eventually. I feel like they for sure could have made him look cooler. That's the thing. But still, his fate is there, so he still has his aura. But anyways, coming back to the game, right? I am still waiting on. Well, not waiting. I'm about to go to the element of wind, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember. I just know I need to finish that. I completed the river, which, you know, just like came down onto me, which I did not expect. I should have thought about that when I just activated like the core of water, I guess. But yeah. But like I was saying, well, okay, first of all, where do I go? Because I have no idea. Okay, yes, this way. Like I was saying, I am excited to see like what else comes this like coming weeks. I will hopefully be free more next week, so I will probably stream again like Wednesday. I'm really hoping to stream Friday if I can. But no promises. I still don't know what's gonna happen. But just like, you know, hopeful still. But anyways, Invincible, I'm still hoping to see more. The admission to the circus. I mean, what just happened is basically worthy of an ending. If I'm fully honest, I would leave the series there. But there's still a lot of things that just have not been answered, so I'm still like very interested in. Because, I mean, this is spoilers, I guess, if someone has not seen the latest episode. But they do like see like computer files, and they say like brain scans. So I'm thinking Soma. I'm thinking, oh well, it's over. That shit is not flying anymore. Like they're never getting out of there. And I'm still curious to see exactly what's gonna happen. I'm gonna assume there's still like the blue AI, which I assume is Bubble. A lot of people say it's Bubble, and I get why. I like to think not, because if I had to replace one AI, which I wouldn't in general, but if I had to, I would. Okay, I gotta remember to keep concentrated. If I had to replace like one AI in general, which again I don't, that reminds me of something else I will want to talk about later, because of great news, at least for me, at least for me as an artist. But later, if I had to replace one evil AI, evil quote unquote, with another one, I would prefer to be like a nicer one, or at least not an asshole. And I think Bubble's too much of an asshole to be like, oh, and then the new AI that we are assuming is not bad takes over. Because someone has to take over, right? I don't believe... They say they have almost the same power as the AI, right? I don't believe they're gonna just be able to just take power over it, or at least not immediately. I don't think it's gonna be a Matrix situation like the latest one with Keanu Reeves. Which, it was an okay movie. It was just alright, I didn't like it much. But, I mean, spoilers for that, I guess. At the end, they're just like, oh, fine, you don't like when an AI makes like a perfect life for you, where you're like successful and happy and have fun? Then fucking do it yourself, you'll be bored and like, do something else. And like, do I think they're gonna have the, well, what do we do now? Because we have free reign over everything. Because, like I said, I don't think they're getting out. I think it is a summer situation. They are for sure not real, or at least not human anymore. I think it's just like their brain scans. And a question I have is, if they have their brain scans, to what degree are they still a person? Taken back to Soma, like to explain my point further. Like in that game, like, oh, you copied the life of someone else and basically become... No, you don't become the person. That person left their brain scan behind, and you, by all intents and purposes, are that person. That person actually died, so it doesn't matter. You are them, right? So, are we assuming that inside the computer, or the robot, or the whatever you are piloting, are you the brain of the person was there, and therefore their brain still like functions just like a human would? They still have like the chemicals in their brain that makes them take irrational decisions and stuff like that. Or are we saying they're an AI who just happens to have the memories of who you were? Like, I don't know if I make myself the... Like, is it the person itself? Or is it just a recollection of memories that an AI has taken over? I forgot what one was. Fine. A recollection of memories. Not a correction. Like, less as memories and more like data, right? Is it an AI believing it is the person because they have the memories of them? Or is it the person itself? They just are in a different body now. Because that is not like a clone situation, right? That did 3 damage to me. How? It's not like a clone situation, right? Because with a clone, it's like, what degree are they you? Why are these thorns doing 3 damage? What is happening here? Getting distracted. Like, for example, if there's a clone that has 100% of your qualities, like, by all intents and purposes, you can't damn it. You and that clone are exactly the same. Are you the same person? Like, both of you are the same person? Or are you just completely different? Because it's like the thing of like, with twins, they're not like 100% alike. But with a copy, or like a clone, they would be. And assuming they have your memories, you all are by all intents and purposes the same. Would that apply? God damn it! Would that apply to the brain scan? Like, if they're you, but just in a computer, are they you? Or if there's another entity, another being, who just happens to have your data? Because at that point it's not memory, it's nothing like guess, ephemeral, like we have it. For us, everything is like very emotional inside, and there's no emotion. There's just data. So like, also I don't know if that's the main path or the secondary path, because I want to get all the secrets first. I think that checkpoint right here. No, okay, yeah, this is the main path. What I wanted to say is like, are they truly not AI? Are they truly human, fully inside the digital circus, or are they just a different type of AI that has different data and just doesn't have full control of like all of the circus, but still can exert the same amount of power because how did that one die? Because they're also an AI, therefore have power over big algorithms and stuff. Just, I don't know, I'm just like getting carried away, but like the idea of a perfect carbon copy, well, not even a carbon copy, but the idea of an AI taking your memories and believing they are someone even though they're not is really weird. I'm pretty sure this has been explored before, but I don't remember right now. But I still find, okay, this thing doesn't break it. I still find it extremely weird. Okay, if this thing responds, then yes, that's how you open the door, like the wall or whatever. I'm gonna save when I'm on top because this is getting annoying. No, actually, I'm gonna build myself the height to be able to respond with more help there. But if I can. To come back to the original point I was making, was I don't think they're like getting out like ever. Because they're not real, or at least I don't think so. Like a meaningful way, even though that sounds weird to say. And I do not believe they're gonna replace. Like they could replace Kane with Bubble, which I wouldn't like much. Or they can just live. I would like to say free, but that's not what's gonna happen, right? They're for sure still gonna be bound by the program to a certain degree. Like they cannot escape. There's nothing else there for them. That's kind of what the thing of the. I think it was in Tumblr response they sent, the creator made. It was like, oh, what is the meaning of it? Like, oh, it's finding a purpose in a stagnant life. But I don't know how that one died. Yeah, I totally believe it is like not like what I thought that would mean. Would be more like, hey, they find like beauty in the fact that they still have to go to adventures. Their lives will not change from this, but that doesn't mean they don't do anything. They just keep the adventures, and we just like equate that like life. It's like, oh, that's not life, like work. Like, well, it's a thing I don't want to do, and I do not. God damn it, I do not like, but yet I have to do it because we gotta stay alive. But like we find beauty in it. Like, oh, yeah, that may be kind of annoying, but you'll still have people that we care for and like enjoy hanging out with and stuff. That makes life more bearable to like a certain degree. But apparently not, because if Kane is gone, they have like nothing now, right? I don't think they can just, unless someone takes the role of creator, quote unquote, which would probably be I was gonna say Grant because that's his name. Kinger. I would assume Kinger would take the place, but they're still crazy. Like, a virgin extent. But I don't know how viable it can be. Because it's not like a single character can take that role. I don't think they would know each other well enough to make a world that they all would like to be in. And it could be all of them, like all of them choose what they want to do. Give me a second. After finishing damage with mayonnaise, I'm just gonna complete the full blue path before doing damage. And if I just happen to have enough like experience by the end of the game, I guess I'll do the null path, but I doubt it. I'm gonna save again actually. Oh no, I cannot. Just save again. I'll find a lot of shards later. Right, and they could like all create like a world they like, I guess, because they did have the idea of like, what if you just leave the worlds open? Because they did like, it's not like they hated everything, they liked certain stuff. But like, they cannot just make like a new copy of Life, right? Like, oh, what do you want to do? Life 2, the game. Like The Sims, I guess. Because there would still not be like people at all. Oh shit, that's the owl. Hello sir. No wait, you're telling me like, I just like some schools there. So that the misty woods will be blocked. But there, they might be able to distract and look at that rock. You just want me to go in front of the main boss and just jump, and that's it? Still a lot like Celeste, I don't know why. There were spikes at the bottom, I'm pretty sure I'm dead. Oh, just gone? That's convenient. Checkpoint at the top. Can I grab? Yes! You collect the curved feather. Use the sign press A and this R2. But yeah. I don't think they're just gonna do like a human world again, because that again like completely meaningless. There's like not any real people. It would be just the mannequins, I would guess, which I imagine would drive you crazy faster than not having that, right? Because there's like a difference to just like, oh well, I mean, the case of Misty Woods deceive the minds of all. Is it gonna be like a biome of illusions or something? The lost within wood never found. Okay. Well, like I was saying, I don't. Do not tell me this gives nausea. Please do not tell me it's like the fucking Minecraft nausea effect, because that would be absolutely horrible. I really hope it's not, but whatever. Like, imagine if you had to live on a simulation of real life, and you were told this is a simulation of real life. Okay. I know a lot of people is like, oh, we already live on like a simulation. I personally do not believe that, or if it... Okay, to a certain degree, it's like, if we do, it doesn't matter due to the fact that we don't... Like, it doesn't feel like it, right? Because even if it was true, it... Like... You don't know that. You cannot possibly know that unless you straight up crash, like reality, I guess, or like... I guess it glitched out, which I'm not sure you can do that, if not completely. It would still be like, oh, we can explain whatever as a natural phenomenon or something. So you would never truly have the feeling of like, oh yeah, oh yeah, this is entirely a simulation which you cannot escape from, because this is everything there is. I need to save after that. I get to the other point, because this is everything there is. But like, I feel like that would be different to... Like, here's the thing. Even if we are in a simulation and we cannot physically prove that everything else is false, you can still like talk to people, interact with them. And some would say, wait, how do you know other people are real? Which I can't. I cannot prove that someone who thinks differently to you is just real. Because we can. It's like the thing with colors. Nobody sees the same colors. What's red to me is not red to you. What's blue to you is not the same to me. And like, first of all, I feel like that's weird but awesome. I like the idea of everyone, no matter how little, is like different in their own way, like unique, even if they don't, or even if it's not that obvious. But also, what is this? This is insane. They shouted laughter. The mysterious haze bellows out its stem. We find a way to light it. The path might clear up once again. Can I just like explode stuff? Oh, I cannot attack here. Okay. If I get like a torch. What was I on? Right, differences and yeah, right. Like we cannot basically prove that yes, other people are real and not just a figment of your imagination due to the fact that I don't even know how to like prove that. I can begin to like explain that. But like, I really doubt that, for example, because it's my perspective, I guess, it's like, I really doubt it would be the case of, hey, only I'm real because I can only perceive myself. Which is like, by scientific method, I guess it's not fully correct. I mean, you know what, I love it, the music from the background. It's maybe a little too much. But like what I'm trying to convey. Yeah, that's enough. Well, like, yes, by scientific method, I guess, yeah, if you cannot, if like by your all senses, you cannot prove that someone else like does it, and then I guess, yeah, I cannot also disprove that. But at the same time, imagine the amount of like power they would guard. Like, my first thought is like, okay, if a computer struggles to like think of like 100 consciousness, like for NPCs for example, you can have a limited amount of entities or the computer crashes. The same with the brain. The brain can only think of so many things before it just gets lost, warped, or like immediately you break your psyche and you're crazy or die or like get Alzheimer and stuff. Like there is a physical limit to everything as far as we can tell. So what could possibly run something so advanced, so huge, so like above everything, right? Because I don't like the idea of like, oh, everything is the story of the humans and that's it. It's like, no, we are like, there's a lot of animals, there's a lot of planets, there's a lot of, God damn it, there's a lot of worlds, like there's a lot of everything at all times. And just because you're not looking at, okay, that reminded me of something that I actually hate from quantum mechanics. I know this is a really nerd conversation, but I don't know, I guess it got philosophical. Of the thing of, well, certain, I think it's particles, if you look at them, they change how they act. Like, if you're not looking at them, then it doesn't work like you think they do. Which, first of all, that's bonkers. Second of all, I hate that because it implies the universe, like the entire universe, could work by different laws of physics that we simply cannot see. Because in the moment we're looking at it, the whole thing changes. So like, oh, it could be that our planet is like light years away. Yes, but that's only what we can see. And imagine if what we don't see could like work extremely different. And so that is a credence to and a counter argument, if anything. But like, it does remind me a bit of like, for example, this is just a random example. like in Mario 64, that if you don't look at Mario, he like changes into a low poly version of himself. Why? To like save resource. It only gave me the tooltip after I already died once. Thanks. Okay. Like, he uses less resources, and therefore, like his physics don't change, but like internally, yes, they like change are literally a different object. I'm pretty sure. What makes it so it doesn't happen in reality that whatever you're not looking, it's like really. I was gonna say low poly, but that's not the right word. Simply like changes in general. It just becomes different or like uses less resources. And so like that makes my argument. Like how could it run so much simple? It just very extremely optimized, right? But to that I would say there's still a lot of things happening, even if you don't see it directly. Like a lot of discoveries are being made, a lot of like things happen in the world, wars are fought, like deals are made, shit is happening everywhere, always, at all times. And so I still don't think, even with optimization, I don't think anything could run the amount of stuff that happens in Earth in general. And from there we go to like, wait, I'm sorry, is the level different now? This was not the case like 2 seconds ago. Okay, I think I lost secrets forever, but that's fine. Oh no, okay. Yeah, this is completely different. I got lucky that he actually saved before that. But coming back to the topic. There's just too much happening at all time, always. You just be like, yeah, I mean, it could be like the only thing that happened like in reality, the only thing that's really happening, it's me, right? It's like, no, I don't think so. If there's billions of billions of like quintillions of stars and planets and asteroids, and who knows the amount of life there's in other places, I struggle to believe the idea of like, oh yeah, but now only one single vision in one small planet, on one like in one country, in one state, on one city, on one place. Yeah, that's the only thing that matters in the whole of existence. Yep, that's the only thing that's truly real. It just feels so small. So, is it possible? Maybe. We never know. Like, realistically, we could never know that. So, and even then, what does that imply about death? Like, if you're fully dead, what happens? Because people die all the time. It's not like reality stops working, and you could say like, well, it's because I haven't died. Like, the person listening to me is like, well, I'm the protagonist, so I haven't died, and therefore the world is still here. And do you believe that? Like, do you believe the only reason why the world existed like billions of years before you and will continue to exist, well, it stopped existing apparently after you, is because you were just that guy? You're just the one that like goes above everything? I don't know, I find it hard to believe. Again, possible? Maybe. But I prefer not to, you know? But who knows? Maybe you truly are the protagonist, and I'm just like a voice in your head that you will never see and never know. It is all possible. So, I guess never say never. What was I talking about originally before I went to like philosophy? Right. Data circus. I feel like I talked about that for like an hour. To finish, but god damn it, I still cannot get out of the fucking hole. To finish with that point, because I feel like I derived so much before getting to like my final point. I just don't know what's gonna happen with the characters out of virtue of I don't think there's a good solution. Like I don't think there's a happy ending. There's not a and we go home and we're all free and everything is good. There's like multiple decades between people joining the Shrekers. I do not believe that because they eliminated one AI once, that everything is gonna be solved. I truly believe it's like a Soma situation, and they either make a world they all like to be in, and just accept their fate to eternity, that they're just like in limbo, or like they're safe made heaven. But I don't know. Would I call it hell? Not necessarily. I mean, if Kain continued to be Aeon, then yes, that's absolutely hell. That's for sure eternal damnation. But because Kain is gone, it could either be like heaven for them, I guess. Because if you're allowed to create anything, like at that point you are the ruler of the world. You are, by all intents and purposes, effectively speaking, God. Which, a scary thought, I guess. A little bit scary. But, I mean, how would you feel in all of a sudden everyone gave you the free reign of being God? And then it's just like a movie. I know that's already, what is it, John Almighty, or like the one with Jim Carrey? I forget the name. But like, yeah. I mean, here's the thing. There are God who simply cannot create life. And that is truly, to me, that's depressing. The idea of you can create everything except like a true friend kind of fucks with me. Because, like, for example, there's the idea of what people like talking with AI right now. Sorry. People talking with like chatbots and shit. And I mean, I guess if they talk enough to like an AI, they can believe that they're their friend. But like, from my point of view, if they can never react like a real person, no matter how much you attempt it, they always like eventually lose the plot and just become like just babble around anything. I don't know if I could just like, live with that. If I was surrounded by only chatbots that couldn't have any real opinions other than be like sycophantic, I'd like be more profound than that. And I'm not gonna say like, at least in digital circus, for example, with Komikyu, like yes, their eye seems to be very human-like, but like it becomes more profound. But I still believe that fundamentally, deep by the myth, they were lost in the woods. Okay. I fundamentally do not, like, I don't think that would be enough. Like, unless they fully lose their minds, which, wait, did they exit? No. Apparently not. That's the storage. We was lost in this place. Maybe the shutter lantern might show us the way. How do I get there though? Nope, do not change. Let's actually save here. I just couldn't bear with the idea of like, I guess we live in a reality with every like person you think is real is just, no, it's not every person you think is real. Anything you are allowed to interact with is not a real human, and their like conversations are limited, right? Because sure, they could work like a week. Eventually, they run out of memory, and you would say every human runs out of memory eventually. Yes, but like they run out of memory way faster. They couldn't remember a thing. They would start to babble and like become incomprehensible, and that was like, well, eliminate and start again. Like, sure? Wouldn't that drive you crazy though? That would be hellish. Like, oh, my friend, well, my friend, I guess he got Alzheimer's, just like kill him, get a new friend. It's like, no, that's super fucked. That's extremely bad. I need to stop dying. It is extremely bad. So, I don't know. I guess I just don't like chatbots because honestly I don't. I think they're quite boring. Because the thing like, oh, it becomes so advanced every single time. And I've seen many news of people who just fall in love with them and like try to marry them. And I'm like, okay, but how do you not lose interest after like what, 3 messages? I think I haven't gotten like any far with any chatbots, but I'm sort of like, oh, it does this thing, it does that thing, and it just becomes so... The way of speaking is so clunky, it becomes really kind of boring to me, at least annoying with like certain spots. So, like, I don't know, I just couldn't. I'm not like that, I guess. I need to stop dying. I'm gonna lose it, dude. You need to save more, that's it. And also get more health. I need way more max health. Now that I'm in the topic of AIs, I did mention I wanted to talk about like a thing with that. Apparently they shut down Sora because it was a fucking massive, gigantic, just the biggest financial drain, which I'm happy about. I don't know about you. I'm really happy about AI shutting down, because man, oh man, do I fucking despise those things. I want that thing. I want that secret. Show me the secret. But I know it's not the only one, like for sure. There's like 1,000 of them. Like even Google has like their own now. I fucked up again. I can save it. I can save it. I could probably save it. I can save it. Yeah, maybe. Okay, I'm gonna save here. Yeah, like even a Google has one, which honestly, huge letdown. But like one of them getting shut down, like the one of the biggest one, like if the biggest one, which was like the first, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but like I think that one's the first. A second. If the first one can get shut down because it is simply non-financially viable, that just tells me, oh, so the other ones must not be that good. Not be that good either. And so they will eventually all shut down. And you can finally stop watching like slop everywhere. It is so annoying to see how much fucking slop videos they're made. Because I mean, I even saw like one of the AI thing is like, it was food value, food something, I don't know. Like AI, it's not even a show. It's like a compilation of just random AI videos. Became like extremely popular because the most amount of subscribers. I was TikTok, I'm pretty sure. And like that thing is gonna still be going. I really doubt that thing is gonna go away forever, just because how much money people can make with it, like extremely easily. But that's kind of further I get up there. But it makes me wanna believe that companies are gonna start seeing how much garbage and a trash fire this is, and stop like trying to get more of it, but at least using it for ads, which pisses me off to no end. Like, you would not believe how much. Right? I need all the demons to die. I want to save and level up. Yes. I have this big Ghost of Soul Lake. And so it's 3 because I have it already. No, that's Flame Charge. Yep. Direct one, a triple jump. That does sound extremely fucking useful, so I do want that. We're coming back to the topic. If I do not die right now. Fuck it, just kill me. I have 1 health. I just want like the AI to die. The simple as that. It's just I want one simple thing: complete annihilation of AIs. Okay, not entirely, I guess. For like medical stuff, they're really good. And here's the thing: something that really annoys me, like lately, is that everything puts like it has an AI function. It doesn't. Like they just use like a buzzword that is. Like, even what we have right now, I wouldn't even call it, like, artificial intelligence. Because it's not. It's an LLM. It just, like, predicts stuff. But if anything, I would call it, like, either predictive intelligence or just, like, predictive algorithms, and that's it. BAs. Because they're not intelligent. Or at least as far as we know, they don't think. Or at least they don't think, like, living beings think. Like the way of like, oh, in fiction, artificial intelligence, like as a conscience and mind and stuff like no, it doesn't like work like that at all. It is more of okay, based on the data we have, what is the closest thing that would normally go like here? And so I don't think it thinks is more like a thing that just crams into puzzle pieces. That is not what I came here to find. Leslie used to climb the mountains, high atop Sorrow Pass. Her brother Torch faded, fell to the mist, but she lost her path. Okay. So I climb now? I could already climb, basically. I don't think that's very useful. Yeah, I already did that, though. Basically did this, just this, but faster. Alright. You... How dare you? Okay, there. I'm gonna save before we get killed by this. Forget it, I guess I won't be killed by the toad. He kills himself first. That's why I prepare to fight my enemies, I just make them kill themselves. Not this fucking garbage again. Listen, I love beetles. This thing sucks though. Is this like triggered by jumps? Yes, okay. I was like, what is this triggered by? I'm stupid. I literally tested how it works and then immediately forgot. Now, right. They're just like predictive. They're not, at least not how we would think they would be. Not like intelligent per se. I'm not really against like, technology per se. I just really hate like predictive LLMs. But I do hold hope that someday we are gonna get like a true artificial intelligence. Like I don't know, like getting stuff like droids from Star Wars, like for example. On real life robots are quite different. I would love to work on a real robot. Why is this one different? What is happening? This doesn't work at all like before. I'm gonna die. I'm dying. I'm so dying. Wait. Okay, so I guess I'm just saving more. I need to remember to keep doing that. Damn. Ah. Yes. I forgot. I'm stupid. Like I literally just said, like, I'm gonna do this. Just not do it. I mean, I would love to like work on like, for example, what's doing like Boston Dynamics with like the dog and the. I don't even know what the like guy robot is called. Can explode on command? It's just like a fucking mine. What is this? Oh, dude! Hell, what is that garbage? What I was saying before I got rudely interrupted. Okay. I don't think it's like I'm stupid. I don't think it's like fascinating. And I mean, if we could like actually make that real, that would be extremely awesome. But like how we are right now, I don't think that's like, not gonna say ever, but like, we're not close. Like, we're not close at all to like making an actual, I was gonna say living, but I don't think it would be alive. It's not entirely. Unless we got to the argument of like, well, if a virus can be alive, what stops a computer, like I guess a robot, to be alive? Because if you think about it, a virus, and then I mean like a real life virus, and a computer are not, okay, an AI, I guess, a true AI, would not be that different. Because, here's the thing. A virus does not think, cannot think. It doesn't have like complex structures either. By all means, it is only DNA, which is basically our real life code of life. It's like, it's what we are made of, and it's just instructions on how to build it. Which, like, not that far from code. We can literally like read it with like a specific language, which is by the amino acids. What do I... Okay. I'm gonna say, I do not trust myself to this. Like, by all intents and purposes. What do I do here? Do I just not jump? What do I do there? Okay. Yeah, they just didn't jump. The music slow. Wait. I was gonna check the music, dude. Come on, you can't do this. Like, why is the music like off? Okay, let me check what happened. Yeah, okay. Oh, this was off, that's why. And shuffle it, I don't care. What was I? Right. So, like, it wouldn't be that different. Because, right, another thing of, like, viruses, they cannot reproduce by themselves. They need, like, another creature to, like, treat them. So, think this. You make a robot who's meant to operate like a who's meant to operate a factory that creates robots. So the same as the virus, it doesn't create itself, but it can grab its own code. It is able to modify it whenever it wants. So you can just put like random changes. Like, in other words, they can evolve their own code to change with it. They could create other robots just like them, or like slightly different. Therefore, what's the difference between a virus and a quote-unquote robot or AI? What degree are they not alive just like we are? And so would say like it has to be organic. It's like, well, we have made robots out of organic parts. I'm pretty sure we have made like a computer out of... Fuck. I mean, we made a computer out of just like living parts, like unironically. I don't remember what animal's neurons was that. But like I know we have used neurons to run Doom. And if we can run Doom on that, like what difference does it make to be like to be organic and stuff? So like, so we were like, oh well, it doesn't evolve. Like, yes, the code can change. It's like, oh, it's not made of DNA, for example. And my argument is, one, that is literally code. Second, how far are we from like just doing DNA coding? Like, in real life, I'm pretty sure there have been like certain experiments to be able to read DNA faster, because if we are able to like fully control that, that is like 10,000 times 1 faster and 2 way more like storage efficient for like getting information. Because DNA is like extremely small, super long, extremely fucking long. Like if fully like unpacked, which is never, it almost never is. Like, it's always like fully packed, or like half packed. Like most of it is like fully compacted. Why is that thing in the bottom if I can't grab it? Also, they just can't be me there. What the hell is that? Like it is so like a RAR basically. It is like always compressed. Like you could basically. Why can I not open that? That's bullshit. Maybe I can destroy the rambles with the fire thing I get later. But it would be like kilometers long. Like DNA is very long. It can have like a lot of things. It's just very well compressed. If you could have that on a computer, that would be extremely, like you could save petabytes of data with something that is like less than like a centimeter. Like that would be absurd, like unthinkable for like today's age. I know we have like the M2s that can still like put like a lot of information in, but that still just wouldn't be compared to a DNA itself. I'm gonna save before I like fuck up. Was that? Okay, you guys so stuff. Wait, how do I get up? Do I gotta wait until they shoot? What do we do? Oh, right. I can just do this. I forgot. Ow. See, that's why I save. But like with that, it's like, well, we're not that far from making computers out of DNA, and at that point, just getting closer and closer to actually just being alive. And that thought is fascinating, but also scary to me. Because if we can do that, at what point are we just making life? And what does that tell us about humanity itself? Like if us humans, which I will say we're not like the best species, I won't lie to you, that we're kind of men, like on the totem pole of how many like things are alive. Because yes, we're smart and stuff. Like I will deny that we have like basically dominated most species out of the virtue of, well, we're very smart and that's it. And also, let me see if there's like something. Ow! God damn it! There are like species that are also smart but just have like better traits. There's like technical octopuses. There's a reason why people call them like aliens, because they are fucking wild. With like high intelligence, really great mobility, camouflage, cells that like, they have neurons in their skins. We only have neurons in our brain and our heart. Imagine if the skin itself, like your arms, just had neurons there that would immediately react to stuff before you could. Like they can just do that to like change the color, the texture of their skin. Like that's wild. That's incredibly amazing. But yet we are the ones who dominate, like the atmosphere. I was gonna say the atmosphere, but no, like the planet itself, at least. Like you would say, like we do not dominate the waters. I don't think there's like a huge power play doing the like bottom of the sea. Like even though I really like octopuses and starfish by all intents and purposes, to me those are the real aliens. Those like the octopuses, no, they're whatever. I know exactly where they come from. A starfish is just like those creatures are wild. They have flexible bones. All of their body is flexible bones mostly. They move with like fucking hydrostatic movements, with like small like pumps basically. They are able to regenerate their whole body, make more of themselves, and just like are resilient as fuck. Those things are crazy. But again, we are the ones who like, god damn it, dominate that kind of stuff. And we are not the only species to terraform. There are many birds terraform, many fishes also terraform. So like it's not even the idea of like, oh, we take space. Like no, there's a lot of animals who can make like a lot of structures, like complex things. And not only primates use tools, there's a lot of, what do we do with that? What do we do with this? I cannot make it that far unless, no. What do I do about that? I didn't mean to save, but like it works, I guess. Okay, I do this. I thought I was gonna get like the experience thing that was the bottom, the middle. I just wanted the experience thing, but whatever. Ow. Like there's a lot of hugely like smart animals that are either bigger, stronger, or have different qualities, like crows that just allow them to fly. Like imagine how much stuff we could do if we could just fly natively, not really, naturally speaking. Because I won't lie to you, sure, planes are cool, and don't get me wrong, like if fighter planes, those things are one of the coolest things ever. But nothing compared to just like natively fly. Imagine you could be just like Superman. That would be extremely awesome, and they could just do that. They can already just do that. Plus, using the beak for tools. Just, would say like they're more fragile. Yes, but like mobility up that, so it's not that big of a deal. So, another point is like why, if we could theoretically create life out of basically artificial intelligence and give them the ability to like create more of themselves, aka reproducing and eventually being able to evolve, what does that say about like the whole universe? What created us? What allows us to be like we are now and shit like that, you know? Just wild. Also, I have no idea where I'm going. More of these things. What is that? This feels more and more like Celeste every time. Also, save before I die. I don't know if this is the right path. Ow. I'm fine until they give me just like the dash that allows me to just like shoot in the air. No, I already have an air dash, I just didn't unlock the dash itself. Which, I'm just gonna say, the fact that you're allowed to unlock a lot of these things without getting the skill feels like such a scam. Because I made the whole ass blue path, but I'm only able to use like passive stuff. Like most of the active things just don't. I cannot use them yet. Ah. Come on, dude. Ow. Stop. But yeah, I want a refund. What have I done? Like, I think I talked about enough about AI for now. I talked about like a lot. What else? Please. God damn it. There's, I mean, this week we also got, well, not last week, sorry. We also got like the first Steelburn Run episode, which I'm very excited about. Well, yes, I'm very excited about in general. Because I did know, like a lot of people I know were like, dude, this is the best spot to ever exist. This is the best thing ever. Like, do you imagine, you know when the Big Bang happened? This is the, like, that was whatever. This is the peak of life. And like, okay, yeah. Why you have like high expectations, and so far it has like a minimum, like a lot. A lot of people are saying like, oh, the first part is like kind of, the first race kind of boring. And I couldn't tell you, I haven't read it. I didn't read the manga of this, which I wanted to, of just I never got around to do it. Like I tried to read the part 6 because before the anime adaptation came up, I was like, oh yeah, I'm interested in the story. I'm just gonna read the manga. But the part 6 starts so weird. Like I don't know what to tell you about it. It's just, what do you mean she starts doing, you know, pleasuring herself in the middle of like jail, and like the first like couple of pages, like I don't know, I was just there be like, why the fuck? And also it's not like important for the character at all. It doesn't impact the story, it doesn't mean anything, it doesn't actually do anything. It's just like, yeah, this happened. It's like, why? Like I don't know, shock value I guess. It's just weird. It just happens. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna stop reading because this is weird as fuck. But I did give it a second chance once the animated thing came out. And yeah, no, I mean, at the start, I knew like what the ending was. Like for most JoJo parts, I know the start, I know the ending, I have no idea what happens in the middle. Because I knew the ending, I was really not excited about it. I was like, oh, this is gonna... Spoilers for part 6 and part 7 of JoJo's, I guess. This is gonna end in the world resetting. And I did not like that at all. I was like, well, I like the world. I like how the world building of this goes. But now knowing like, oh, because like Araki just run out of ideas, like fully valid. Like if I had to write a story and be like, well, I'm just out of ideas and people want more of this, let's just change how the formula is. Like at this point it's almost like what they're doing with Ben 10 in a way, although they're doing it worse. I would like Ben 10 to do it a lot better, but they're doing it worse. They're just like, we're out of ideas, but clearly this IP is too good. So let's just reboot it again. And the reboot did like alright. I think economically did well, but like people did not like it. I saw the whole reboot. I understand why people didn't like it. I'm not gonna say there's nothing good to it. There's some good parts, but I would say like the fact that there's like 4 seasons and 2 movies, 2 or 1 movie, I don't remember. I think it was 2. No, it's a movie and a special. Sorry. The fact that there's like that amount of content for the reboot, and I only liked 1 season, says a lot. Like, there is a lot of things about it that I'm like, okay, I like certain aspects of it. I feel like the designs are not that bad. Like, I wasn't on board at the start, and I cannot say like, oh, they're my favorites. Like, no, they're okay. Also, I just went all the way around. There's nothing there. Jesus. Like, I'm not gonna say there's nothing of value there. There's clearly like some interesting stuff, but I mean, like I said, the designs are good, at least decent. I really like for example, Stick Fly, and I did like what they did with the power set of Humongous War, but then again, it just there wasn't enough like stuff to keep me like invested on the story. Like everything is like, I get it. It's like, oh, but it's a Saturday morning cartoon. It's like for like small kids and shit. Like, first of all, that doesn't mean that it cannot be interesting. Second, I don't think that's fully valid, you know, because there were a lot of stuff that was actually quite interesting. Like for example, the whole Forever Night debacle. That was fun. I liked that season. The season that is all around the Forever Night. I think that was great. I think that was extremely good. The problem is, the series just keeps going after that. To me, that is like the peak of the series, and it really feels like it should have. Okay, not the series. The cold reboot. The series has better peaks. But like it feels like, okay, that's it. They're not doing anything more with this concept, and they just keep going and just keep going, and I'm like, dude. This is not that interested. I'm sorry. It's kind of meh at best. And the specials, all of the specials, they were all so May as well. Like, they had the Ben 10K, which wasn't as good as the other Ben 10Ks. Like, no, actually, with not as good, I mean actually the worst one. That one's for sure the worst one. I won't lie to you. In Alien Extinction, although there were certain aspects of it I liked, there were more aspects that I didn't like. And that's like my biggest problem with it. Like, it just wasn't there. Like, for example, like, I get it for like, oh, it's timelines and shit. Omniverse did way better stuff with that. Like, for example, with and then there were none, and then there was Ben. I feel like that is probably one of the peaks of Ben 10. Just, oh, there's like a fuck ton of different versions of Ben that are fighting another fuck ton of different versions of Ben 10. And they were all good. It was all like awesome to see. Like 10 out of 10, not necessarily. Was it perfect? No, but it was really good and very entertaining. But that one is just like, well, there's an evil Ben that has the powers of God. What does he do? Get more Omnitrixes. Why? Like, that is already the most powerful weapon in the whole galaxy, and arguably, was it 6 dimensions? Pretty sure. You could say even more due to like how like just having the powers of God works. But like, I feel like that is as high as you go. I really don't think you had to like, oh, I'm just gonna get a lot of them for undisclosed reasons. And also they beat them with, again, the power teamwork because, you know, it's a kid series, but like, that one had the powers of a god. I do not think any of that should matter, but it's fine. I'm just think of it as non-canon because going with the canon. Also, I'm really stuck. I have no idea where I have to go right now. I'm just like going in circles. I'm pretty sure I don't know what I'm doing right now. Like, I can't go here. I have like some pieces that are good for like I can go to the left, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I didn't go here before. Wait. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, just kill me. I figure out where I have to go now. Well, like I said, there's like the Omniverse timeline, just like Brain Prime, to be speaking. I think that timeline is just way better. There's like so much more some stuff. And right now they're doing the comic, which I'm reluctant but extremely excited. Because it's like, first of all, another reboot, which I don't like the idea of again. It's like, one was more than enough. Let's go back to Prime, but no. But I get it. It is very much the situation of like, we're just getting bored of making more of this. Which, understandable. But also, there is so much to do with Ben. That's like what I like so much of the series, like the amount of flexibility they have. What? Okay, buff time again, I guess. Can I go up? Also, can I just be immune to damage if I just keep parrying him like this? Because that's kind of absurd. Like I said, there's a lot because they have like aliens, techno stuff, they have magic. They just have so much things they can pull from, and that's why they wanted to do the. Wait, are there 2 different ones? Well, this is not good anymore. They wanted to do the whole when being the protagonist for a little bit, and I wouldn't be okay with that. That seems like fun. But I assume it's like, oh, demographics would not give a shit about this, which it makes me sad. But I kind of understand why people are like, well, the protagonist is banned. Why would I care about or is causing? But I still think it would be fun. But like for example, they can just do anything with it, and it would still kind of work. But just retelling the same starting story because that was like the most successful one, I think. It's just not as fun to me. And so going with this new comic, I like the idea of like I thought I was gonna get the power. I gotta like manually go there? How? I don't think I can go there. Oh, can I drop it? Can I throw it? Can I can't bangle. I cannot carry this. Do I have to go all the way around? Because this seems absurd. I'm gonna save, actually. This seems just kind of absurd. Unless they just change the map to immediately just work. Oh. This is gonna be difficult. It's gonna take me a while. What's the thing? Right, like I know a lot of people really like the new Absolute line of like DC, which I like certain stuff. There's some stuff I don't like as much. Like for example, all the new villains, I really like them. Like the new Batman villains for the Absolute, I think they're really cool. I don't like as much new Batman. It just feels kind of weird because I'm just really used to seeing like the same Batman for like almost all interpretations. That looks slightly different, but always like the same core concept. This one changes it, and I understand why that's better. It's better to have like different stories in general. But it just feels kind of weird because with the Absolute line, you would think like you grab what trait of a character and you exaggerate this trait to a certain degree to make them like more of that. For example, Killer Croc and Bane, there's just like huge masses of like damage and stuff. For Batman, if you think, what is his most defining trait? It's how smart he is. He's a genius. He's the greatest detective. But instead, they just gave him like a fuck ton of strength, and I'm like, cool, but like, why? It just feels kind of weird. I don't know. But I can get behind it, like I said. If not, I'm not opposed to it. I'm just like reluctant. Not reluctant. Cautious about it. So with like Ben 10 doing exactly the same thing. Like, oh, let's do the quote-unquote absolute version of this character. I guess it's like, oh, it's a comparison. It's not truly gonna be like an absolute version of that, but it's just like a reimagining. God damn it. I can just like drop this, right? Nope. I don't know how I dropped that before, but I can't do that anymore. Like, I'm afraid of what they're gonna do with the character because seeing the designs, some of them are like really cool. The other ones are more grotesque, and I don't get me wrong. I'm not against the idea of like the aliens being more grotesque. Because I did like that a lot of the original series, is the fact that one, how varied the designs are, and two, the fact that they're like so like weird and like out of the ordinary, grotesque to a certain degree. Some are like fucking disgusting. Like one of my favorites was Stinkfly, and the whole thing is the fact that they just throw like mucus everywhere. Also, how do I put this in? Drop it. How do I drop it? Oh, R2. Like, did I do it? I think so. Save now, just in case. So can I leave now, or is there a new path on the left? I got it to where it was supposed to be, right? No, but everything's still like warped. Did I do this wrong? Was I supposed to take it further right? No, this is it. What do I do? I don't understand what I'm doing. Hard to pick up items. Yeah? Oh, they are. Okay. illusion, be gone! What is that? Will it the shadow lantern? The haze! Boy, the key to the fallen ruin, the common seal has been revealed. Find the common seal, using this key you can... Okay. The element of winds is deep within the fallen ruin south of this place. It's not too far from here, I can show you the way. I'm gonna be fully honest. I thought there was the trial of the wind. I really thought this was gonna be way easier, but apparently not. So long. Okay, let's go to the right, I guess. No, like I was saying, I really like the grotesque designs of the originals, but to me it just feels kind of weird to the fact that like they were weird and they were like strange, but they all had like a friendliness to it. Like, even though it's a weird metaphor, I feel like if I did not mean to put myself like that. If I encounter one of them and like the wild, I would want to like, I would be okay with like hugging them. But seeing these new aliens, like not all of them, some of them are like really basic. Like for example, like the new Cannonbolt, I feel like it would give me a disease if I touch them. Like I'm scared of getting near to that guy. And I don't know if I like that, you know? Because yes, it's not a kid series. To me, it never was realistically. But like, like oh, it's for like even older audiences this time. Like that's cool. But why can't the characters look friendly like at all? Like I don't know. I feel like there's like certain charms of them are like kind of gone. Not like fully. I'm not saying like oh the designs are ruined. They're okay. Some. Like, I really do not like the new Cannonbolt. But like, for example, even though I don't like the new Accelerate, I feel like I can like still be like, yeah, let's Accelerate. That looks fine enough. Like, Cannonbolt, I don't know, I don't like them. But all the others look kind of cool. Kid Black Sleuth feels kind of basic, I won't lie to you. He feels like, oh, it's just a guy on fire now. But that's fine. Like, I can live with that. I'm stuck. There. Oh. Wait, there's a thing right there. And I cannot get to it. Great. I guess I won't have it unless the frog shoots me. That I don't think it's happening. I need to shoot me again. Okay, it is happening. Holy guys. I don't know. It just feels kind of rare. But the thing is, the idea of like, besides like the science, like we're just visiting the same story. Which, don't get me wrong, it's not like I don't like the story. I really like it. It's just I have heard this story. It was told in Classic. It was retold in Omniverse, basically. Even though in Omniverse I like it how they gave more context to what was happening. I know some people did not like the fact that in Omniverse they were like, but this was destined from the start. I feel like that's fine. Also, is this just how to get back? It is here. Wait. How do I get to that place? How do I get over there? Like going up top doesn't feel like it's gonna help me. Oh, there's an entrance right here. Okay. I just blind, that's it. Ow. I almost killed myself for a moment. I did not pay attention. Stay before going down, and I hope this is the path. If not, I'm kind of fucked. Okay, there. What was I saying? Right, okay. I did like how they like did it in Omniverse, even though I know a lot of people don't. I have no idea how I get that ever, but that's fine. Then it was told again in the reboot, which was kind of it was alright. Like more of the same. And then it was told now it's being told again the comic. I don't know, it just feels like we don't need to be told the same story so many times. I think like we got it. And they're probably gonna change some like context of like what it was. Maybe they do like not a villain or something, I don't know. I do know they have like the government more involved, which I don't think it's necessary. Like, I mean, they have some cool episodes on the original. God damn it, some good like stuff in classic, but it's still I wouldn't be like, oh, you know what the story needs? The government. But it's fine. I can get behind it. They explored like well. I could like it. And apparently, for what I've seen of the current cover, 6-6 is gonna be there. Not 6-6. Crabclaw is gonna be there from the start. Which, I mean, that sounds cool. I like the idea of the bounty hunters being more involved, because the bounty hunters felt really important on Classic, but they appear like 3 times. Like 6-6 appears, and Deadvex as well, appears the most out of, god damn it. The most out of like all the bounty hunters. Crabclaw like almost never does anything. So I like the idea of like them being way earlier. And we'll see how they explore like the usual talents, or if they have like any different powers, which is possible they don't. I guess I hope they give Stinkfly something more to do other than just be the flying one, because I feel like that is the biggest problem they had with the original Stinkfly. Like there is like many versions of Stinkfly, but they always seem like the weakest one by far, because the only things like, well, they have Sticky Goo, and they have but they can fly. So that's it. That's their ability. That's the trait. They can fly. And it's like, that's cool, but also like the moment you have any other flyer, they're immediately gone. Like they're replaced, because their only function is being covered by someone else, which is kind of sad, because I do like Stinkfly a lot. Like another one that it wasn't even there, it wasn't even mentioned, is my gold Wildmutt. I love Wildmutt. Like I am a person that really likes could you call this like horizontal upgrades, I guess. Like for example, in RPGs or in D&D mostly, whenever you give me the choice of like, hey, do you want a trait that gives you more damage, or do you want like a mobility ability, or do you want like a trait that just gives you like more counter for the roleplay and stuff like that. Like I prefer any ability that's cool. Like, one of my favorite magic items is the immovable rod. I think that is the coolest item, even though it doesn't really do, like in combat, it's not gonna do anything. It will not add any damage. It will not give you any like special traits. But for just problem solving, it will do so much. Like the ability to have an item that is just completely unmovable. Like drugs are falling on top of you. No, they're not. There's a pressure plate that will like trigger no matter what. No, it won't. There's like a thing you gotta like change. Like the pressure plate from Indiana Jones. That doesn't work anymore. You just put the immovable rod there, and the problem is solved. So it just like causes like a lot of. It just makes problem solving more interesting. So for like Wildmutt, he's like the ultimate. This is just utility. Like, could he fight? Sure, but it's just like a dog. You have like you have Hit Blast, or you have forearms, like just raw damage. But you want utility? You wanna find something? How about the creature that literally can see way better than any other, even though it's blind? That just seems like the coolest thing ever. But yet people were just not much into it, I guess, which is kind of sad. Once lush and green, now covered in ice. Those who didn't escape paid with their lives. Okay, finally, we can get into the Temple of Wind. It took me an hour and a half to just get to the temple. Enter. And... wait, what are these creatures? The Forlorn Ruins is where the common live. They build miraculous structures and they infuse them with the light of the spirit tree, which keeps them safe. Oh no. This common were frozen, unable to escape when the element of wind lost its light. The ruins must have turned to the grave. Also, didn't the light of the tree was lost like a week ago or something? Like I get it. No, it would have been like a week now. Yeah. Wait, if I touch that, I die. So this is gonna be good. They come with crafty inventors. They had foreseen a bright future that never came. Look at this light vessel. They were able to store the light of the spirit tree within. And it's gone. Or can I take it? Oh. That's... Left to activate and walk over government structure without taking damage. Wait, it changes gravity? That's kind of cool. I did not expect gravity change being the mechanic of a wind dungeon. I don't think I can cross that. I can go